All right, folks. So this is my setup now, which you've seen before, and I've added this guy. I don't know if you saw that guy. That's that square one. So this is kind of like my test rig. But right now, I'm going to wind this coil. So it's a decent sized coil. All right, here's my hand compared to it. And I'm going to wind it with I'm going to make it a tri-filar coil. I believe it's 28, 24, and 22 gauge. And I'm going to use this guy that I think I got on eBay. I'm not sure. Either eBay or Banggood or something, but it works great. I think I mentioned this before, I took off this gearing mechanism, which which activates the counter. And I took it off because it also gears this end up. I think it's like a 10-to-1. So for every half turn, this thing spins like 3 times or something. It's crazy. It's way too fast. So it works really good like this. I'm going to, let me see if I can find it. Where did I drill it? I drilled 3 holes. Let me see if I can find it. Well, anyway, I drilled 3 holes right here. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm going to put um, little terminal blocks on there. And so I'm going to wind this puppy up to the best of my ability. I am not patient when it comes to winding. I start out good, and then about 10 seconds into it, I just go for it. And that's why my coils come out looking like this. Whereas Sky Collection, Jorge, he literally does his by hand and probably takes him forever, but they come out beautiful. So I'll come back in midst wind. So before I start winding, I just thought of something. So the way John Bendini wound his bifilar coils was he would pre-twist them prior to actually winding them on the coil. I don't know if that's good, bad, indifferent, but I thought about setting something up here in the middle as a pre-twisting rig. Not to pre-twist it up a lot, just to give it a little bit of a twist so that it'll more easily go onto the coil here. But I'm not really sure what effect that'll have. So let me give it some thought. So I got it started. I decided not to do the pre-twist. Just gonna see what happens. Yeah, let me just get it going. I'm kind of afraid that I'm going to run out of some of the wire, but we'll see. All right, so I had to stop because this bad boy started to make some cracking sounds. As you can see, the ends are bulged out. But hey, it's a coil, right? It's not a Ferrari. Um, I've gone just about as far as I can go. When I made the coil, I didn't measure it out correctly, or I had equal spacing from here to here as from here to here, if you know what I mean. That's why the sides, if you will, are right to the edge, but the ends have a lot of space, which is why I opted to have the 3 terminals. The 3 terminals are going to be right here. Yeah. So the one good thing about being a tri-filar coil is I can jump 2 of the coils and turn it into one large coil and do a lot of experiments that way, which is one of the reasons why I even do a tri-filar coil. People say, why 3? Why not 6 or 2? 2 is normal for a bifilar, right? But anything over that is, I guess, called a multifilar. But yeah, one of the main reasons was so that I can jump the cables, the wires together to create one large wire. And it's good because I've got 3 different colors and 3 different sizes, so it'll be kind of easy to figure stuff out, if that makes any sense. Anyway, hopefully next we'll be using this coil, so it's not, you can kind of see through it. It's not that big of a coil, but it's pretty decent. Have it run some of these guys. All right. So a little quick side note, I took it off of the winding machine and it stayed together, and this thing is freaking heavy. There's more wire on there than I thought. Yeah, this thing is a beast. It should be able to perform and do some wild stuff. So let me get it soldered up and see what we can do. So before I solder it all up, I'm going to coat the coil itself with resin. Let that harden, and then I'll work on it. But as you can see, I've got the 3 terminal blocks are glued there on this little platform. The blue tape represents the start of the winding, and the plain wire represents the finish. So start, finish, start, finish, start, finish. It's not a bad coil. It's really heavy. It's a lot heavier than I thought it would be. But I definitely want to get it coated with some resin. I think I might even coat this guy. I know I'm going to coat the inside really well, but maybe even coat the outside just to kind of keep it from breaking apart. I think what I may do too is I may glue some supports right there and right there, because the last thing I want is for this thing to bust open, and it's almost there at the seams. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll take a little piece of this and I will glue one in each corner on the inside, and then lather it up with resin. All right, so we're gonna have to wait until this dries. So I crazy glued 4 little corner pieces there. I don't think the coil would pop open, but I really don't want it to. And then I think after I solder the wires up, what I may do is 3D print a square that's slightly smaller than this, like a square bracket, kind of like this, but square, to slide it on just over the edge here. But I need to make it really thin because I don't want it to get in the way of any rotors that I might want to run really close to it. I know I've got this thing here, but I'm going to run it upside down and in a stand where I'll make room for these. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I don't know if I ran this one yet. I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. And then I've got my 2 monster coils over there. The blue one has 2 3-inch, 1/2-inch by 1/2-inch magnet, and the one behind it has 6 1/4-inch by 5/8 or something 4-inch magnets. What a mess. I really need to clean this up. But I'm glad I got this little makeshift stand. Anyway, ciao.